Chapter 10. A New Suspect. The next morning, Maxine felt much better. When she got up, Grabowski had already gone to work. She called Shirley. "I'm coming to work today, but before then, I'm going to Cafe Italia to talk to Lavelle. I want to know how Lavelle met Nanette." "Be careful," warned Shirley. "Don't worry. Cafe Italia is across the street from the public health clinic. Dr. Karina Singh is working there. If I have a problem, I'll go into the clinic." "Should you be getting so involved? Why don't you leave the investigation to the police?" Shirley asked. "I need to do this," said Maxine. "My life's in danger. I need answers to my questions." Maxine drank a cup of coffee. She found her box of photographs and put several photos of Nanette in her purse to show Lavelle. She went out to her car, which was parked in front of her house. Grabowski had kindly driven it home for her. Cafe Italia on North Avenue was the best Italian restaurant in Milwaukee and was always crowded even though it was in the inner city. Maxine parked her car on North Avenue and walked in. Lavelle was sitting at a table having lunch. Maxine sat down with her and ordered a salad. Lavelle looked at Maxine's injured neck and arm. "What happened to you?" "I was attacked at the tennis club," Maxine said. "It sounds more dangerous than my neighborhood," Lavelle replied with a smile. "I think the attack on me had something to do with your Mae West. I'm trying to find out who killed her." "Will you look at these photos? Tell me if this is Mae West." Maxine gave Lavelle the photos. They were taken at the last party at Hank and Nanette's house. Nanette was wearing black pants and a black t-shirt. She had her arms around Aaron. At her side, Charlie was talking to Virginia. Lavelle looked at the photos quickly. She nodded. "That's the lady." "Where did you meet her?" Maxine asked. "On North Avenue about a month ago. She was walking around, talking to people. She paid me $100 just to talk to me and walk around with me," Lavelle replied. "Why was she talking to all these people?" Maxine asked. But Lavelle didn't answer. She was looking behind Maxine. A tall man was standing there. Grabowski. Grabowski sat down in the chair next to Maxine. "When you didn't answer the phone at your house, I called Shirley. She said this meeting was about Nanette. I told you to stop asking questions, Maxine. You might get hurt again." Lavelle said to Grabowski, "I want to help this nice lady doctor. She takes good care of me. She's not doing anything wrong. She's just asking me a few questions about Mae West." "Who's Mae West?" asked Grabowski. "Nanette called herself Mae West," explained Maxine. "She used to walk up and down North Avenue talking to people. Lavelle was with her." "When did you find this out?" Grabowski frowned. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Lavelle told me when she came into ER the night I was attacked in the tennis club," Maxine answered. "I just forgot to tell you." "Please remember that I'm the detective," warned Grabowski. He turned to Lavelle. "How often did Mae West, walk along North Avenue wearing a tight leather miniskirt?" he asked finally. "A couple of times a week," Lavelle said. "What did she do?" he asked. "Mae just walked with us and talked to us," Lavelle answered. "Asked us questions about life in the neighborhood, about life on the street. She said she was writing a book." Maxine spoke carefully. "I think that Nanette came down to North Avenue to find out what it's like for women who live in rough parts of the community. She was getting a degree in social work, remember? There's a lot of crime in this area and a lot of criminals. Maybe she found out something that she wasn't supposed to know." "What do you mean?" asked Grabowski. "Nanette was a curious person, always asking questions," Maxine explained. "There are some pretty dangerous characters in this neighborhood. I don't think they would have liked being watched, and they certainly wouldn't want anyone to write about them in a book." Maybe Nanette found out something pretty big. Grabowski took out his notebook and turned to Lavelle. All right. Tell me what happened when you were out on the street with Mae West. Mae just talked to people, replied Lavelle. One man drove up in a car and wanted her to get in. She wouldn't. The man looked angry. What did the man look like? Grabowski asked. Lavelle shrugged. White man, dressed nice. Did she ever get pills from anybody? Asked Maxine. Pills? Lavelle looked nervous. She didn't answer. Drugs, Grabowski interrupted. Did she ever buy drugs? No, sir. She didn't even drink, Lavelle replied. When we were in a bar, she had a club soda. But she was interested in the drug-taking that goes on around here. She wanted to write all about that in her book. Did she usually stay with you all evening? Grabowski asked. Only a few hours. She wore high heels, and when her feet started to hurt, she would drive away in her car. She put on a long red dress over her clothes, Lavelle added. Did she ever see that man again? The man who wanted her to get in his car? Grabowski asked. No, Lavelle shook her head. But a few days later, a different man stopped to talk to her. She got in the car with him and talked. Then they drove away together. What time was that? Grabowski asked. About 10 at night, Lavelle answered. A couple of hours before she got sick. Sick? Maxine cut in. When she went to the hospital to see you, Lavelle explained. That was the same night I saw her at Mercy Hospital ER. Maxine picked up a photo of Nanette. I wish I knew who she drove away with on the night she died. I can tell you that, Lavelle said. She picked up a photo from the table and put her finger right on the man in the middle. Aaron! Exclaimed Maxine.